ESPN.
Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and I'm joined once again by Patio Joe, putting in that OT, that overtime, while Paulie's out doing his thing in Chicago. You can find him on Twitter at Patio Joe Ref. That's Patio Joe REF. Patio, how we doing, my man?
We're doing okay. A little tired, but doing all right. I have a couple decent teams tonight, but no big money. But I didn't really go hard, anyways. They're all right.
Yeah, man. It's it's one of those situations where it was just kind of crazy, and like in my opinion, the guys that I didn't play because. And it looks like I should be okay as long as Gausman stays okay. I should be fine. I'm pretty much right at the midpoint cast for my tournament, so I'm just gonna make the cut, even though I had a few goose eggs in there. But guys like Odor saved me, and he was I only fell on him just because I made a pivot last minute, and I just literally fell onto him, so got lucky there. But it was one of those nights where it was just kind of funky, and we did talk about Greinke on the stream, so I'm hoping Greinke can continue to do well because he was somebody that we talked about. But
yes, I think that my article did pretty well.
Yeah,
I nailed third baseman.
Yeah, your article crushed, man. It was definitely some good stuff. And Eichhoff is a little shaky, which is interesting because we mentioned that we thought he'd be popular and all that stuff, and he was, but not overly popular. You were right on the head with Quintana. That was a good call. He got the job done safe enough. He's going to get the win. So it was a situation where those other quote unquote chalky guys, didn't fare as well. So that was a great call. Anyway, man.
Yeah, it's funny though. It's funny though that Quintana was this close to getting roughed up, though.
Yeah, man.
It was bases loaded. We went in the second inning. Kivlahan was up or something. He didn't look great in the beginning.
No.
But he was but yeah, right now it looks like Greinke was the play. Like I said, to me, he seemed like he was the ultimate GPP option, and that's what he turned out he was today.
Yeah, man. We talked about how the Astros been struggling and all that shit. And that's exactly it's translating. Greinke is Greinke. He's an above average pitcher. It's not like he's just some mediocre dude. He's an above average pitcher, and before that, Houston was struggling against average pitchers. So that was definitely a good call, man. We got 14 games, so let's go ahead and dive in here.
Yes.
First game is already. We got a lot of pitching. That's one thing I'll say. I think there's a good amount of pitching here. At least a good amount.
Yeah,
of pitchers,
there's a decent amount. Yeah.
Right.
There's enough. Yeah, there's enough to talk about.
Yes, yes, definitely. So Jacob deGrom of the New York Mets visiting Sonny Gray of the New York Yankees.
Yeah, this is a spot where you got to have deGrom on the short list of players that you might want to have tomorrow in GPP and cash. The Yankees aren't scaring anybody these days. Even today it took them to the 8th inning to wake up, and Sanchez hit a home run or something. Yeah. So, I think that deGrom is going to be pumped up, and I think on the other side, I think Sonny Gray is somebody that you can look at too against these Mets bats that I think are going to start, showing us that they're not ready for. To be that productive. They only have a few. Granderson went home run again today, and but Conforto and Cespedes did okay. But besides that, it's nobody, and you should be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, man. We got to check and see. I think deGrom is fine, but I know in his last start he took that ball off his tricep, and it was just bruised up. But it was his throwing arm, so we want to make sure they're not going to monitor him. The Mets aren't really playing for anything, so it's they might not want to overwork him coming off an injury. And it's interesting. I find it very interesting that the Mets, I get the Yankees have a better record, but the Mets with deGrom on the mound, one of the best pitchers in baseball right now, is an underdog to Sonny Gray. I think that's very, very telling of the total is low, yes, but it seems very telling. So I'm with you, bro. I think in tournaments anyway, Sonny Gray is definitely an option. He won't be popular. There's a lot of the names out there. And the Mets, they're still striking out at a high rate, 25% over the last week, man. The sixth in the league has really tied for fifth with the Brewers, man. They're striking out as much as the Brewers. Even the Padres are only striking out a 0.5% more than them. So I think that's a very good call for tournaments.
And is this Sonny Gray's first start in Yankee Stadium?
I think so. Yeah, he's only had one, and it was on the road, right?
Yeah, I think he's had two.
He's had
but
two.
yeah,
Both on the road.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, this could be a good game just to watch tomorrow too.
Yeah.
It's a low total.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I was just gonna say, DeGrom is a underdog, so maybe that's not the best place to go to in cash tomorrow.
Interesting, right? Jacob DeGrom, an underdog. Like I understand if it's Scherzer, I understand, but like, when have you ever seen Jacob DeGrom this much of an underdog? It's like I'm seeing 139, and like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder. I wonder if that's right. Like, I think that's how shocked I am. I wouldn't be surprised the Yankees are favorite. It's just that big of a favorite. It's just like, wow. But yeah, man, both pitchers appear to be in play here. Tyler Skaggs, the lefty from the Los Angeles Angels, visiting Gio Gonzalez of the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, Tyler Skaggs is coming off of. I think he pitched pretty decent his last start in Seattle.
Yep, he got the job done for his price.
Yeah, for his price. So, tomorrow I don't know if you can go there even without Harper. They got guys that can hit righties pretty good, lefties pretty well. Rendon, Zimmerman, even Murphy hits lefties pretty well, and he's a left-hander. So I'm not really interested. And then Gonzalez, he's vanilla, and I just don't know. Like tomorrow, in a tournament slate with Coors on the slate, like you might need more than 45 points because that's what he gives you is 45 points. So. In retrospect, I think he's a better cash game option tomorrow than DeGrom at first look. If you just want, basic, give me 45 points at at 9,000. That's not bad. That's $5K pretty much. So yeah, I'm not bad. And he's a favorite against the Angels. They won't strike out that much. That's the problem. But maybe going down, we'll find some better pitching options. But he's not bad.
Yeah, I think there's a couple guys that are interesting and worth mentioning because honestly, Joe, it's actually good that the situation happened. It's a situation I could ask you and get your opinion. But so when we talk in terms of floors and safety, right? In this situation, DeGrom or Gio, who do you think actually has the higher floor? The reason I ask is because while the Angels are a much worse offense overall, they don't strike out a lot. So you're not guaranteed to get strikeouts here, whereas the Yankees do strike out a lot. So even if DeGrom gives up 3-4 runs, you're guaranteed he's going to get at least probably 6 strike. You know what I'm saying? So it's but at the same time, Gio is a favorite and DeGrom is an underdog. So it's interesting, you know what I mean?
I think that Gio has the higher floor tomorrow.
Gio would have
by a little bit. Yeah.
I gotcha. Just for the surgery. I don't see. To me, it's like if Gio say he coasts for the first 3 or 4 innings, and then he has bomb 1 inning, but he doesn't get any strikeouts before that. He can virtually get you a negative. Whereas DeGrom, if he blows up, he's gonna already have 5-6 strikeouts probably by the time he blows up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah. But anyway, I just wanted your opinion, bro. Blake Snell of the Tampa Bay Rays visiting Marco Estrada of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, Estrada has been sneaky good his last few starts, and I don't like it.
I don't like it either, man. Don't like that shit.
But he's gotten 37, 37, 49. So. Faced the White Sox at Houston and now at home against the Yankees. So now he gets the Rays, a team that's just not they're not playing very well today. They should have crushed Tepish. And his last 2 starts, he has 6 and 7 strikeouts. So, oh God. Marco Estrada is GPP playable tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hate saying that.
It sucks, man, but it's one of those things that we keep talking about, going against teams that are cold, and it's kind of like the Greinke play today. I'm not comparing Estrada to Greinke, Make no mistake about it. But he has kind
just
of been,
makes you moan. Like, your stomach just is like, no.
Yeah, and like his price too, man. Like it's just like it's a lot to take in. On DraftKings, he's 7-4 against the Rays, who've been ice cold. So it's like on DraftKings anyway. I don't know what he is on FanDuel. Is he cheap on FanDuel as well? I'm gonna check real quick.
He's pretty cheap. He's like 7-6, I think.
Yeah, you're right, 7-6. So yeah, man, you have to take a look at him, and it sucks. And the only reason you have to take it's not even because the Rays strike out a ton. I mean they. Now that we're on the topic, they are 37.6% over the last week. Granted, they did face some tough pitchers in Cleveland. They kind of went through the gauntlet. But I thought that everybody kind of thought today would be the wake up spot against Tepesh, and Tepesh didn't get like any strikeouts. I don't know. It was like the sixth inning they had zeros, and like he wasn't striking anyway. So that's rare. That means Tampa was just missing. They were just like not playing well. So like that's concerning. And if that's going to be the case, of course we're going to have to look at Estrada. One thing I'll say about Estrada is his favorite pitch is his changeup. So this is probably a spot where if I am going to go to the Rays, I'm probably going to stick with the righties. Specifically Souza and Longoria. Those are the guys that come to mind because Estrada, it's going to be tough to get usually they don't throw the changeups to the same hand because it doesn't have the same effect. And sometimes
here's the thing. Like I'm looking at the pitchers tomorrow on FanDuel, and like I think he's the lowest I would go. That I'd feel like somewhat comfortable with.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
Maybe one other guy, maybe Hamill, and that's just like first look.
I hate that. See, I hate that more than I hate it. I don't hate Hamill. I just mean I hate the fact that we have to consider Hamill because
he's on the road against Oakland, so I mean he can.
Like look at his game log. He's coming off a great game. He's been pitching phenomenal this year. It's like
he had 20, 40, 23, 30. So it's kind of like 20s and 30s. Like he's not. The thing is that if you can get you 35 or 40 tomorrow, I mean you'll be loving that. So
he's been a solid DraftKings play, man. He's been a solid SPG because his price has been so low. So like on FanDuel, I wouldn't do it on FanDuel just because he doesn't bring me that upside himself. But like on DraftKings, I hate the fact that he's somebody that you have to consider, from a price standpoint, with cores on the slate, etc.
So Estrada then is probably the lowest I would go.
Yeah. I think I'm with you there. What about this Blue Jays offense against Snell, man? Like, are they waking up? You think Donaldson seems to be?
Donaldson is like is hot. This is the Josh Donaldson we've been waiting for all year.
Yeah.
So I like Josh Donaldson tomorrow. I think you can play him. It's weird. There's nobody else on that lineup right now that really, really like entices me. Like Smoke is okay, he's not like he's cooled off a little bit, and
you're right.
And Morales has cooled off a little bit. So I kind of just like basically Bautista and Donaldson, the two guys that were cold at the beginning of the year, are now the ones that are hot, and it's weird, It's so I would go with maybe Bautista and Donaldson tomorrow, but that's it.
Yeah, definitely. Madison Bumgarner of the San Francisco Giants visiting Dan Straley of the Miami Marlins.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how we just don't think Bumgarner's like that elite pitcher. I don't know why, It's weird. It's 46, 40, and 49, and now he's going to be going up against the Marlins, who, damn, dude, they're hot again. I mean, they keep winning with Giancarlo,
Yeah, man.
I mean, I think you still play Giancarlo tomorrow. I don't care if it's Bumgarner or not. I mean, I think that Giancarlo maybe is more of a GPP play tomorrow, but all it takes is one for It's really easy. But I mean, Bumgarner might not even pitch to him. I mean, you saw him today; they started walking him a little bit. I think they walked him once or twice. So
after he had his fucking home run and then a single or some whatever he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like it because he's on the road, and what's the line? Is he a favorite?
Slight. Like he's minus 107, Straley's minus 101. It's like
nothing. It's like almost straight up.
Look at the price discrepancies in the pitchers, man. Like
Yeah,
and
you almost
that's what
want
the
to
line
like go
says.
to. You almost want to go to Straley in so many ways. You might as well just pitch Straley.
Yeah, dude, because apparently
You
they're
know.
thinking it's going to be he's the same. You're getting the same total.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um,
Might as well just pitch Straley. That's what Vegas is
he's
telling you.
saving a
So
lot of
that in
money.
that case, I mean, when you got Jared Parker hitting third,
Yeah,
I mean, this lineup is just like, I mean, Hunter Pence all of a sudden became like really old, really quick,
yeah.
and he just isn't what he is. And I just don't think that Straley has like the upside to win you a GBP tomorrow. But price wise, I guess he's okay.
Yeah, like you just kind of you feel like a relative safety. Like you feel like he's relatively safe. His upside
Yeah.
might not be there, but you just feel like I can see him getting like a few strikeouts and these guys just not touching him for 6 innings. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
but yeah, man, it's interesting to see if Stanton keep this streak going. But I don't know why teams keep pitching. But like Mad Bum, supposed to be an ace. He's got pride and shit. So I'd be surprised if he didn't pitch to him. Like I mean, he might try to pitch around him, try to fool him. And like the issue is against with Bum, it's like Bum doesn't have to pitch to Stanton if he bats second because Bum's not gonna be afraid of Yelich. He's a lefty, you
Hmm.
know. Like nothing
Hmm.
against Yelich, but it's lefty on lefty. Mad Bum's very comfortable with lefties, so it's
Hmm.
like he's not gonna really. He might not pitch to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mike Leake of the St. Louis Cardinals visiting Rick Porcello of the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, I think you might be able to attack Mr. Leak tomorrow with the Red Sox. I think they're going to be on one of my, let's look at them better. They're coming back home, short porch. I like them. On the other side, Porcello is a guy that I never roster, but yet I never really stack against either. But he can get blown up. So if you want one-offs of these Cardinals, Carpenter, DeJong, Pham, I'm good with it.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. I'm not afraid of Porcello. Porcello's 7-8 on DraftKings. It's a great price, but the Cardinals, I don't like. It's only a couple of these guys, but like Molina. Granted, like who knows? Maybe they cooled off because they had some time off. But like Molina's been red hot. DeJong, Fowler, Pham, like all these guys, man. Even Carpenter. So I definitely think the Cardinals are in play because they're getting the park boost here with that porch. And also like with Porcello, he struggles to lefties and righties. He can give it up to both. So it's like DeJong, I think, is a great play. Pham, Fowler, like all those guys. And then on the Red Sox, it's interesting because Leak is actually pretty good against righties. But that dude Devers, man, he's red hot. That guy is on fire, man. He had 2 home runs today, and like people don't even know because he wasn't on the slate. He was at 6 o'clock.
He wasn't on the slate.
But fire, that dude, fire.
No,
But
fire.
yeah, bats away in this one. I love it. Ivan Nova of the Pittsburgh Pirates visiting Zach Davies of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, Nova's like a ground ball pitcher that doesn't strike out much going to a place against a team that strikes out a lot. I don't really like him though. I think that I would more attack him with these lefty bats. If Shaw's back in the lineup, I like it. If Thames is in there, Braun, I like it. I like this Brewers. On the other side, Davies is another tricky guy. I don't think there's much upside, but I think if you want one-offs of the Pirates, you can.
Yeah, man, the Pirates are always good for one-offs. Davies has been pitching pretty well, so that's a good point. But they're a big park boost, so I think one-offs are fine. Josh Bell's obviously he's pretty good against righties. And the Brewers, man, you're right. Like Nova was a guy who maybe in the beginning of the year I would have considered this spot, but the way he's looked lately, I couldn't go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no bueno.
So yeah, man, I'm with you on the bats here. Neil Walker on FanDuel is interesting because he's relatively cheap, and I would imagine he's going to play. He's looking to make an impact. He was concerned about that's the thing about Neil Walker is like this guy got something to play for. There's rumors out there that apparently people think he's like injured, and he's about to be a free agent. So it's interesting when we get to this point in the season. You got to pay attention to that kind of shit because it's important. Like even when the Brewers even if they fall out a little bit, Walker's still got something to play for. So Walker's going to be playing hard. So I think he's somebody to consider for sure. Justin Verlander of the Detroit Tigers visiting AJ Griffin of the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, Verlander's pitched good enough to where I'm not going to attack him with these Rangers. I might be totally off the Rangers tomorrow, but yet I'm not going to pick Verlander either. So in that way, and then in that case, I think on the other side, Griffin, I think you can attack Griffin with these Tigers. Any Tiger you want, go get it. Get some Frosted Flakes with Tony the Tiger and win tomorrow. That's what I say.
Frosted Flakes, I'm with it. This game is very interesting to me too. I know it's a high total, but that's more of like an atmosphere type deal. Like we know if this game was in Detroit, this total would not be this high. AJ Griffin is a guy that he's coming off a game where he just got rocked, right? Like he's coming off an injury. He had his last start. I think it was against the Mets, and like it didn't go well. It was like he was supposed to pitch the next day, but then somebody got scratched.
And they moved him
up, and he got tattooed. But before all the injury and shit, this was the same guy that like when you would try to pick on him, it just would never work, and he would get like 8 strikeouts. And the Tigers have really struggled against right-handed bats lately. So like I'm not saying
can I cut in real quick? Yeah. May 20th at Detroit. AJ Griffin, 3 1/3 innings, 9 earned runs against Detroit.
Yeah, but wasn't he hurt? Wait, wasn't that the whole deal? He was hurt?
I don't know. Was that the day? I know because he still had to start on the 26th.
Yeah, but I think he had like a lingering, like there was like a thing there. Like he had like an injury that was he was trying to pitch
No excuses, Campbell. No excuses, Campbell.
Yo, I'm just
damn it.
I'm not saying I want to pitch the guy. I'm just saying like what you said about Verlander. I'm not sure that I want to pick on him too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, maybe with maybe with like a Kinsler, maybe an Upton just because he's hot. But like I don't think I want to mess with too many other guys on a 14-game slate. I don't think we have to. You know? You know what I'm saying?
That was Q's play of the day.
What's that?
Upton.
Oh yeah, man. Upton came through, man. Yeah. Upton's the man. Love that dude, especially against lefties. Money. Here we go. Luis Castillo of the Cincinnati Reds. Yes, right. Another Wise Take favorite. Visiting Kyle Hendricks of the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah. This is almost the same deal with Verlander, kind of like in the same. It's like I'm not going to attack. I'm not going to pick Castillo. I don't know if I'm going to attack him, but Cubs put up 15 runs today, so I kind of like him. Was that funny? Did I say something, or was that really that funny? No. What happened? What? Somebody couldn't tell everybody. Why are you laughing?
Oh no! I was laughing at what you said.
Oh no! Full blown. What did I say? No, I was laughing at what I said. Yeah, I wasn't being funny.
No,
I know funny. When I'm being funny.
You said the Cubs put up 15 runs.
Yeah. No, that's funny. What the?
No. Keep going.
Okay, so Castillo gets the Cubs. I think the Cubs will probably be a sneaky stack tomorrow against this guy. But
they just put up 15 runs. What part of? How are they sneaky? They just put up 15.
Well, because Castillo, I think Castillo's a good player, a good pitcher, and people might not want to really fully stack against them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So and then Hendricks is what? He's just like a couple starts off the disable list. So I'm not pitching him. Maybe if you like the Cubbies, you can do it. Especially if he gives up a lot of stolen bases. I like Mr. Hamilton then.
Yeah, man, I can't believe how big of a favorite he is. No, I guess it's more so his team, right? Like it's more so the Cubs are a better team. That's why they're favored like this. I like Castillo a lot in general. He gets a little bit of a park boost. Looks like the wind might be blowing in a little bit, but I'm with you, man. I don't necessarily want to pick on the team that just put up 15 runs. I think the Reds' offense is in play too, though. I'm not fearing Hendricks at all. So I think Votto's very expensive. But guys like we can go back to Scooter maybe for a punt. Is he cheap on FanDuel? Is Scooter cheap?
Yeah.
Yo, Cozart is the man.
27.
Yeah. 27. Yeah. It could be cheaper.
Pretty sure, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Danny Salazar of the Cleveland Indians visiting Bartolo Colon of the Minnesota Twins.
Oh boy! First of all, Scooter is 2,800. But Bartolo tomorrow. Oh boy. I don't know. He's just. I like Salazar. Salazar can throw up a gem against these Twins. I think he's a good GPP pitcher. His last start was against Tampa, and like you said, they were fouling him off. He still had 8 strikeouts, but only went 5 1/3. And and then his start before that, it was against the Yankees. So he's 49, 46, 58, 37. Has been like pretty damn good. So I think he's a good GPP option tomorrow. And then Bartolo, I think if you want to, I wouldn't full stack against Bartolo just because he's been like, I don't know, like he's been like Bartolo from like 4 years ago or something, 275-pound Bartolo, not 325-pound Bartolo, let's see. Yeah, I mean, he had 46 points last game against Milwaukee. Like, he had 36 against Texas. Like, he hasn't been like getting lit. So, but everybody wants to be on him the night where he does get lit, so.
Yeah, man.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like totally unrelated. We're already past this game. Travis Shaw's BVP against Nova is?
What is it?
He's 10 for 13.
Yes.
He's 10 for 13 with 2 doubles, 3 home runs.
Travis Shaw.
Ownage.
Shaw. SHAW.
Ownage.
Shaw.
Owns him.
Good.
What game were we on? Oh, the Salazar. Yeah, I think the Indians. I don't mind them against Cologne. Cologne's been burning. I get it. But the Indians are. You would like to believe that they're a little bit of a better hitting team and they got a little more to play for here. So you would think they kind of wake up. If Kipnis plays and bats second, I think on DraftKings that's a pretty damn good play. Even if it gets you now, Kipnis is $3K on DraftKings. So, like, as a second base punt or something, with these expensive pitchers that we got, like, I like him on DraftKings if he plays for cash. Salazar's interesting. Like you said, man, his price tag, I mean, his, you know what I'm saying, his pitch count sometimes gets up a little bit. So that's something to consider.
Spit it out, buddy. You can do it.
I'm going to get through this, bro. I'm going to get through this show. Like, I'm going to make it all the way through.
We're doing it.
And... yeah, so Salazar's interesting, but I don't know about the price. You know what it was? Halfway through, what made me laugh was, what's his name? The guy who said it, but he said something, let's take a count on how often CK says interesting on a podcast. And I said it like 2 or 3 times in a row, and then like I started thinking about it, and then when you made the Cubs comment, and that's why I started laughing. And I can't stop saying it. He's right. Sean Newcomb of the Atlanta Braves visiting Kyle Freeland of the Colorado Rockies.
This has got to be the game where it goes off, right? I mean, Coors is supposed to go off every night. It's supposed to be 10 runs on each side, and it's supposed to be like a slow pitch softball game, but it doesn't happen. But Sean Newcomb pitching on the road in Coors. Nolan Arenado, lock him up tomorrow. I mean, it's just against a lefty at home. I'm taking him. Freeland against the Braves. I think people might get, kind of crafty and say, let's throw Freeland because most of the Braves' good hitters are lefties. So, I don't know.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I think people might try and overthink the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be dumb, in my opinion.
But yeah,
just because the Braves don't strike out. It's not against Freeland. It's just the Braves don't strike out.
I'm sure Freeland is a really, really nice person.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a good guy. He's a good Samaritan and all that shit. I'm sure.
Yeah.
His name is Freeland. Wonderful. You think Coors are going to go off, huh?
I mean, you think so? You would hope so. So I'm in it. I'm in it to win it.
But, yeah, no. You know what? One thing I'll say is both of these pitchers are better, in my opinion, than the pitchers that we saw today. Like, I think Newcomb, like in the long run, maybe is going to be better than Tehran one day, and I think Freeland, I think is, at least for the time being, is better than. So like it didn't go off, like it was really bad today. It was like almost a shutout the entire game from both sides. So yeah, I can see a situation people kind of back off and then it finally does. I can see it. Obviously, Arenado. I'm assuming he's going to play. I know he didn't play today, but he pinch hit, so I'm assuming that he's ready to go. I'm sure he's good to go.
Yeah, he's taking a day off.
Oh, is that it?
He was busy fucking.
What the fuck? Is that what he was doing, Joe? Is that what he was busy doing?
I like just keeping you on your toes.
Yes, indeed. He was busy. He was certainly busy. I don't blame him. Jason Hamill of the Kansas City Royals visiting Chris Smith of the Oakland Athletics.
We got our title. Arenado getting busy.
I was gonna say that is not the title, and then you said busy.
Arenado getting busy.
And then you said busy. I was like, okay.
Arenado be fucking.
That's what I thought you were implying, and I was like, no. That's not.
Arenado getting busy. Okay, so what game are we on? We're on
Royals
Jason Hamill
and Athletics.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about Hamill earlier. He's almost like he's like that medicine that you need to take that you just don't like the taste of it. You're like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Which is terrible.
Terrible.
So, yeah, I'm in Hamill a little bit just because as an SP2 option, I think matchup wise, he's facing these A's guys that aren't very good. So I'm cool with that. On the other side, this Smith guy, I think you can get him again with these Royals. They're pretty hot. I like, the whole lineup seems to be producing a little bit. Merrifield, Kane, Hosmer, Moustakas. It's a decent team now. They're coming together. So I kind of like it. I kind of like the Royals again tomorrow.
Yeah, man. The Royals have been hot. I'm going to go off topic again because I just found some new BVP. Joey Votto. 7 for 13 against Kyle Hendricks. Here's one. Brian Dozier, 12 for 29 against Danny Salazar.
Nice.
Interesting. Yeah, I think the Royals are in play, man. They've been red hot. I don't see it. Chris Smith is not a strikeout guy, and so if you're not striking out, there's a good, unless you're like some super control, low soft contact pitcher, which Chris Smith has not proven to be. You're typically getting robbed. Mm-hmm. So it's a big part. I don't think too many people will run to him, but then again, it's Chris Smith. He might be one of the worst pitchers on the slate, at least at first look. So maybe. But either way, man, the Royals, they're still hitting well. Moustakas, Melky seems to be happy to be with Kansas City again. Hosmer's starting to do a little bit. Merrifield's been pretty damn hot. And he presents you with all kinds of upside because he can steal bases and all that. So, yeah, man, I'm with you. And like we just talked about Hamill, I just don't really want to pick on the guy. I don't want to have to consider pitching him, but I have to do some work and dig in there. But at the very least, I can tell you I don't want to pick on him. Mark Leiter of the Philadelphia Phillies visiting another Wise Take favorite, Dinelson Lamet of the San Diego Padres.
I'm going to flip it to you, CK. Why don't you talk about Lamet? This is your boy. I want to hear it.
I am playing Lamet tomorrow.
I figure I go, he's at home?
He's at home.
He's all in. He's like, I'm all in.
I'm with it, man. What is he? He's 8-5 on DraftKings. I can make that work, On FanDuel, I don't know how much he is on. Oh, there we go. He's 8-3 on FanDuel, so you're not really getting a discount anywhere. But I think that's priced accurately, man. He's a good pitcher. There's some concerns with his hard contact rates. They're a little high, but the Phillies are filled with swing and miss stuff. And I just think for the matchup, I think the price is right on. Even FanDuel, how often do you see FanDuel and DraftKings that close on a price on a pitcher? So I think from all aspects, it all came out to about there. So I think that you're getting your money's worth with this guy. So yeah, I definitely like Lamet, man. The Phillies have been terrible. You're gonna get them on the road, dude. Didn't Chris Flexen just destroy them? Didn't Chris?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Lamet here, man.
Flexing with the flexing. Yeah, no.
Son. All right, I'm going to flip it back to you, bro.
Yeah, okay, so this game, I'm kind of with you with Lamet as a GPP option. Everything else, just no.
Yeah, this whole game's.
Yeah. I mean, maybe some Padres, for salary relief in cash games, I think maybe up in the order, I can deal with it, like Azuje or Margot or Perella. I'm cool with that, but everything else just stay off. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I think the game in general is blah. We don't have a total, it looks like, yet, or a line, but I wonder why. One of these pitchers must have been a fill-in. I'm probably Leiter, because I think Leiter's been coming out of the bullpen. So, yeah, it's kind of a blah game. I'm not really with it either.
No.
Miguel Gonzalez of the Chicago White Sox visiting Alex Wood of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Boing, boing, boing. I think we have Wood. He's a minus 331 favorite tomorrow. Boom. There's your cash game pitcher. All right. Like,
Boom.
Miguel Gonzalez, garbage. Boom.
Boom.
Seager, Belly, Turner, Grandal, Forsythe, Peterson, Puig, Taylor. You can get Kirk Gibson back in 88. Piazza, every Dodger, whatever. Do it tomorrow. They're probably the chalk team, I think. I would think they're the chalk team tomorrow if you're going away from Coors. Gonzalez, I mean, look, their run total is 2.8. Like, Wood's a cash game pitcher. He's cheap enough to do a Dodger stack. He's a GBP option too. Bingo bango. Let's do it.
Yeah, Wood's another guy, man. His price on FanDuel and DraftKings is pretty much the same. 9.6 is exactly the same. Wow.
Dude, well then on DraftKings, that's amazing.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, considering the fact that he's
that's
a
way better
favorite like that, absolutely, man. I think you nailed it, dude. Like, price considering and the fact that he's such a huge favorite.
There's your cash pitcher.
It seems pretty fair to me. Even with the White Sox like kind of heating up, man. Like, Alex Wood is at home. He's up until this velocity issues, he was like above average, and like against the the Diamondbacks, he looked pretty good. So I think Wood's in a good spot. That's a great price on DraftKings specifically. A FanDuel too, but like on DraftKings specifically, that's a really good price for his matchup. And with that said, like, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of these Dodgers cash playable. Seager, Bellinger, you said, man. Like, it's hard not to like Belly, man. Especially on DraftKings where you can play him in the outfield too. Like, you could play a first baseman and then play Belly in the outfield. Hoorah.
I also like Puig. If you want to go in the bottom of the order, stack Puig, Peterson, Forsythe, that'd be fine too.
Yeah, man. JT, solid GPP play for like a pivot off of some of the other higher options. You know, I know this year.
Turner's a cash game play. You can play Turner cash.
But would you play him in cash over Arenado though?
No.
So you know what I mean. So it's like.
But he's still. I mean, if you wanted
can,
to.
Yeah. You can. I'm just saying. I think Turner's playable in tournaments too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you could let it ride with him too. Wade Miley of the Baltimore Orioles visiting Andrew Albers of the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah. So, Manny Machado. There's another third baseman tomorrow. Yeah. He had a grand slam tonight.
Yes,
so then you got Nelson Cruz on the other side. So this is games that could be very, very fruitful, especially on the Orioles side. I think Beckham leading off at 3-3 at shortstop might be like a really good play tomorrow. He specializes in hitting lefties, and he hasn't had a lefty in a few days, and he's still crushing. So I like Beckham tomorrow. I like Machado, Scope, Jones. I like that whole team. Beef Castillo, if he's starting, I like him too. This is a good game to go to, and I think it might be a little overlooked.
Yeah, Albers is interesting. Damn, I tried not to say it and I fell for it. Albers looks like he had a decent. You saw me do it, right? You heard it too.
Now I get what you were trying to say.
Yeah, you see. The Braves, I'm sorry, in AAA, he's coming out of AAA. He had a decent year, this guy Albers. 8.5 K per 9. He started 17 games. His ERA was 2.61. His xFIP was 3.04. So he did pretty good in AAA. Now that's AAA. So I'm obviously not talking about playing this guy. We know nothing about him. But it does concern me a little bit about going too heavy on the O's, even though they looked really good today. I still think Beckham, Machado, like you said, dude, those dudes, and like Adam Jones and Scope, like, I like a lot of these guys, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to go too heavy on them, just because if this guy's a strikeout guy, one thing about Baltimore is they do strike out, so that's a little concerning. But I mean, listen, it's we're talking from AAA to the big league, so I still think you have to consider these Baltimore guys, especially Beckham, man. Him and Stanton is just like, what the. Like, you just autoplay those dudes, man. They're just so damn good. Unbelievable how many home runs they hit. And the Rays are kicking themselves right now. I don't know why the hell they would have traded that guy. They struggle against lefties. They suck against... Why would you trade Beckham? One of the better lefty hitters. Like, idiots. Yeah, Nelson Cruz, though, man. I think that's a solid, cash game outfielder for you right there, right? Against Miley?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For show,
For show.
as you say. For
For
show.
show, I like that. I'm not afraid to attack Miley. Yeah, we got through the 14 games rather quick, my friend.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. It's wise. It's wise to do it the way we do it.
In the Wise stream.
Wise stream. All right, you want to play some Dong Watch, bro?
Let's dong it up.
Dong it up. Dongzilla. It's way more fun on this kind of slate to go first, third, and outfield because there's a lot of stuff.
Yes.
So let's go first, third, and outfield.
Yes, whenever I was with the girl, I totally skipped second base anyways. I went from first to third. It was
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
Yeah, let's see here. Hold on, first base. I'm loading everything up. Let's see here, first baseman. Oh well, why not? Bellinger.
Votto. Going with that BBP.
All right.
Give me it.
All right. Third base. Okay, can't do that. Machado.
Travis Shaw. I'm going with that BBP.
I'm giving you the BVP. It's all right.
But he might not play though. He's questionable. I think he's been hurt.
And finally, in the outfield, no Coors and no Stanton. Okay, that's just not fair tomorrow.
Right. Well, I wouldn't take Stanton anyway because he's against Bum.
Yeah, you would. You took everybody else. I'm going to take a Chris Davis.
Yeah, you're right. I probably would have. Chris Davis. I like that call. Let me find me one of these outfielders.
Arenado be busy.
Arenado be busy. I think I'll go with. Oh, who is that other dude? Oh no! Never mind. That was second base. Yeah, you're probably right. I probably would have picked Stan. So I'll go with Duval. Go with Duval.
There you go.
Settle there. I'll settle for Duval. Awesome. So, guys, those of you listening to the podcast, we appreciate you listening. So I'm going to take this time to let you know that as a courtesy for you guys taking the time to listen to this podcast or watch it, whatever it is you're doing, go to whitestake.com and enter promo code podcast and save 20% off either a monthly, daily, or weekly pass. Obviously, the monthly subscription is your best value, but you'll save 20% on your membership going forward up until you cancel it. And that's something that we're trying to do for you guys. We appreciate you hanging with us when we do these late night things. Joey, I'm much appreciated, bro. You've been putting in that work.
Yeah.
And it's much, much appreciated, my friend.
Hey, you're welcome. I like doing it. I love it. And I like it's nice because I know that I have passion for it and I know I'm getting better at it. So just keep doing it.
Hey, man.
And it's fun.
Oh, yeah, man. Again, we can't give too much away just yet, but we're working on, from every avenue. There's a lot of big things going on behind the scenes that we're all working on. So it's an exciting time to be a part of the Wise Take community. That's what we're trying to say.
Join it.
That's it.
Hooty hoo.
Hooty hoo. So, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up. That like button means a lot to us. Subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on Podbean, give us a follow there. If you're listening on iTunes for the audio-only version, subscribe to the channel. Give us some 5-star reviews. Bump us up those charts. Means a lot to us. It really does. Makes an impact. Makes a difference. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So, Joe, thanks again, my brother. And
You're welcome, Wise Take Nation.
That's it, of course. So for Joe, for myself, as always, good luck.
Yeah.